the Oracle Autonomous Database Provisioning and Connectivity module. In this module, we will provide an overview of how to connect to the Autonomous Database and navigate the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure console, of which Autonomous Database is a component. We will be covering several topics in this section. We will start off by walking through the steps to provision the Oracle Autonomous Database service. We will describe how to find and download the database credentials, and then show how to connect to the Oracle Autonomous Database. And we will finish by navigating through the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure console. When you have completed this video, you will be able to articulate how to connect and navigate the OCI console, understand how to provision the Autonomous Database service. You will understand how to find and download database credentials, and how to connect to your Autonomous Database service. Let's get started with navigating the OCI console. To create an Autonomous Database, navigate to the Oracle Cloud login page at cloud.oracle.com and click Sign In at the top. The first information to enter is your Oracle Cloud account name. This is sometimes also referred to as the cloud tenancy. Please note, you may not see the exact screenshot you see in these slides, as the Oracle Cloud looks and feels is consistently being improved. But the latest process will be very similar and will always require the same information. Once you have entered your cloud account name, click the Next button. In the Oracle Cloud Account Sign-In page, fill in your cloud user account and password, and select Sign In. Notice this account name is not the database account name for the database you will create, but the account name for your Oracle Cloud account. After logging in, you will be placed on the main Oracle Cloud Infrastructure console. Depending on whether this account has been used before and the main console page customized, you may see different services listed on the bottom portion of the console screen. When you sign into the console, you'll see the home page. In the upper left, you will find the navigation menu, which you can use to navigate to the various cloud services pages. There you can create, manage, and view your cloud resources. The Help menu in the upper right provides access to links, to documentation, and to Oracle support. Next to the Help menu, you will see your current region displayed. If your tenancy is subscribed to multiple regions, you can switch regions by selecting a different region from the Region menu. Note that the console displays resources that are in your current selected region. So if your tenancy has instances in Compartment A in US Phoenix 1 and instances in Compartment A in US Ashburn 1, you can only view the instances in one region at a time, even though they are in the same compartment. To check the overall status of your purchased services and manage your accounts or subscriptions, you can use Oracle's My Services dashboard. To quickly navigate to My Services, open the navigation menu, go to the Administration, and click My Services dashboard. This action takes you to the Cloud Account Sign-In page, or if you are signed in with your Oracle Identity Cloud Service credentials, you're automatically signed in to My Services. Administrators can use My Services to monitor billing, metrics, and manage accounts. Important notifications can also be found in the My Services dashboard, including security alerts, quota breaches, or schedule maintenance. To sign out of the console, open the User menu and then click Sign Out. To work with related services and resources, use the navigation menu in the upper left. Some of the services and resources you can work with include archive storage, to help you store data that is accessed infrequently and requires long retention periods, audit, which helps you track activity in your environment, block volume, allows you to dynamically provision and manage block storage volumes, compute, which helps you provision and manage compute hosts, known as instances, to meet your compute and application requirements, and Container Engine for Kubernetes, which allows you to define and create Kubernetes clusters to enable the deployment, scaling, and management of containerized applications. Data transfer helps you easily and securely migrate your data in an offline manner to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Database, which helps you provision and manage Oracle databases. DNS, which helps you create and manage your DNS zones. Email delivery, to help you send large volume email and ensure that your messages reach your recipients' inboxes. File storage, helps you manage shared file systems, mount targets, and snapshots. And IAM, which helps you set administrators, users, and groups and specify their permissions. Internet intelligence, which provides you internet analytics with market performance and IP troubleshooting tools. Key management, to help you centrally manage the encryption of your data. Load balancing, helps you create a regional load balancer within your VCN. Networking, helps you set up virtual versions of traditional network components. Object storage, which helps you manage data as objects stored in containers. And finally, registry, which helps you store, share, and manage development artifacts like Docker images in an Oracle managed registry. Let's start by looking at provision and Autonomous Database Service. Once logged in, select Autonomous Database from the Cloud Console if the icon is displayed. If you don't see an Autonomous Database icon, on the top left there is a drop-down menu, and from the drop-down menu you can select Autonomous Database. On the next page, you should select which workload type your database service needs to provide, transaction processing or data warehousing. Select the appropriate workload and then select the Create Autonomous Type instance. This will take you to the screen where you can create your Autonomous Database and manage any that you previously created. Click on the Create Autonomous button. In this case, you will be creating an Autonomous Data Warehouse. In this screen, you will be asked to provide the information we discussed earlier. Compartment, this allows different organizations or user groups to be segregated into specific resource and reporting groups. Display name displays the database name. Database name is the actual name of the database. CPU core count is the number of CPUs to provision the database with. Storage capacity in terabytes to provision the database with. The database administrator password. The license type. This will determine the rate charged per use. In the license type section, it is important to identify which license mechanism you will be using. If you already own licenses on premises and want to leverage the bring your own license pricing, then select the option for My Organization already owns Oracle Database software licenses. In this case, the Autonomous Service is charged at a lower rate that reflects the existing database licenses. If no licenses are owned or wish to be used under the BYOL program, then select the second option for charging based on licenses and infrastructure used. The tax section is optional but allows you to use metadata to organize and track resources within your tenancies. Tags are composed of keys and values that can be attached to resources. Once all the inputs are complete, select Create Autonomous Database. At this point, you will be placed back in the Autonomous Database Details page and the database. The page will automatically update to provision the database with, storage capacity in terabytes to provision the database with, the database administrator password, the license type. This will determine the rate charged per use. In the license type section, it is important to identify which license mechanism you will be using. If you already own licenses on premises and want to leverage the bring your own license pricing, then select the option for My Organization already owns Oracle Database software licenses. In this case, the Autonomous Service is charged at a lower rate that reflects the existing database licenses. If no licenses are owned or wish to be used under the BYOL program, then select the second option for charging based on licenses and infrastructure used. The tax section is optional but allows you to use metadata to organize and track resources within your tenancies. Tags are composed of keys and values that can be attached to resources. Once all the inputs are complete, select Create Autonomous Database. At this point, you will be placed back in the Autonomous Database Details page, and the database will appear in a provisioning state. The page will automatically update to available status once the database creation process is complete. At this point, the database is provisioned and running and ready to be connected to and used. Let's look at what's involved in downloading the database credentials. The Autonomous Database only accepts secure connections, so you will need to download the wallet credentials before you can set up the connection. You can download the wallet from the Service Console or from the DB Connection button on the Instance Details. To access the Service Console database on the table listing your Autonomous Database instances, and click on the three vertical dots on the right-hand side. The wallet can also be downloaded through API calls. The next slides show how to download the wallet through the console. In the Autonomous Database console, click on the name of the database you want to connect to. After selecting your database, you are placed on the Database Console page. To download the connection credentials, click on DB Connection button. This will bring up the connection information for the database. You can directly copy the connect string and TNS name as shown in the bottom of the screen. You can also download the wallet, which contains several files in a compressed zip file. To download the wallet, click on the download button. When downloading the wallet, a password must be provided so that some encrypted communication between the clients and the database can use a password as additional security. Make sure you remember this password. Please note, this password is not the same as the database user or admin password or your Oracle Cloud user account. The same password could be specified, but they are stored and used differently. After specifying the password, click on the download button. Make sure you know the location where your wallet was downloaded. Store credential files in a secure location and share the files only with the authorized users to prevent unauthorized access to the database. After the download process is complete, you will be returned to the Autonomous Database console page. The wallet can also be downloaded from the Autonomous Database console under the Administration tab. Select Download the Client Credentials, also known as Wallet. Now let's look to see how to connect to an Autonomous Database service. Connections to the Oracle Autonomous Database use Certificate Authentication and Secure Socket Layer, SSL. Certification authentication uses an encrypted key stored in wallet files on both the client and the server. Oracle Client Credentials, the wallet files, are downloaded from Autonomous Database by a service administrator. When you download the client credentials from the Download Wallet dialog, you must enter a wallet password in the password field and confirm the password in the Confirm Password field. The password must be at least 8 characters long and must include at least one letter and one numeric character or one special character. This password protects the download client credentials wallet. This wallet is not the same as the transparent data encryption wallet for the database. Therefore, a different password is used to protect the client credentials wallet. Oracle Autonomous Databases can be connected to through SQLnet, JDBC, or ODBC processes. Unlike other cloud services, you do not get a Unix command line interface on the system hosting your Autonomous Database instance. JDBC thin connections use 12.1 and 12.2 JDBC thin drivers and use Java key stored JKS, which can be defined in the JKS connection properties. JDBC and ODBC use the Oracle Client Interface calls OCI, and tools like SQLnet and Datapump use it to communicate with the database. All connections use SSL for encryption. No unsecure connections are allowed to the Autonomous Database. This is why clients require a security credentials wallet to connect. In the previous slides, we went over the steps for downloading the wallet to use for secure connections. However, in order to execute API keys, you will need to upload the public key. From the console, navigate to the Identity, select Users panel, and select Add Public Key. There are two connectivity options to establish a connection to the Autonomous Database. One is through the public Internet directly, and the other is using Oracle's Fast Connect service with public peering. This second option provides private connections from on-premises networks. To review the options to establish connectivity to an Autonomous Database, In this example, a connection is established through the public internet between a customer's on-premise network and the Oracle data center through a public internet connection using SSL encryption. To access the Autonomous Database from behind the firewall must permit the use of the port specified in the database connection when connecting to the servers in the connection. The default port number for Autonomous Data Warehouse and Autonomous Database Transaction Processing is 1522. In this case, to establish connectivity to an Autonomous Database, a connection is established through the Fast Connect with public peering service offered from Oracle Data Center to a customer's on-premise network using SSL encryption. Oracle Cloud offers Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Service Gateway Service, which offers private access to Oracle services deployed in the Oracle Services Network. This allows for additional levels of privacy and obfuscation for customers that require complete network isolation and private security. The TNSnames.org file provided with the credentials file contains 5 database service names. Sessions in these services may get disconnected if they stay idle for more than 5 minutes, and other user sessions require the resources consumed by the idle session. This allows resources to be freed for other active users in your database. One of the most productive tools to use with Autonomous Database is SQL Developer, which is included for free with Autonomous Database. In this section, we show how to connect the Autonomous Database with SQL Developer. SQL Developer fully supports connectivity to Autonomous Database and is Autonomous Database aware. To establish a connection to Autonomous Database, select the connection's green plus sign at the top left corner of the tool. A new connection screen will appear, the same for an autonomous or non-autonomous database. In the top 3 lines, you will want to name the connection and fill in the appropriate username and password for the user you will be connecting to. Under connection type, the type to use for Autonomous Database is Cloud Wallet. When using this connection type, which is the only connection type supported, for Autonomous Database, the location of the downloaded wallet must be specified in the configuration file entry. Navigate to and select the downloaded wallet file. If the correct wallet file is selected, the service dropdown will list all the services available to the Autonomous Database. Select the one that most appropriately provides the service level your connection will require. Please refer to the section on user connections and services in another module for more information on this. Finally, to establish a connection, click Connect. Applications that use JDBC Thin Driver require the Oracle database credentials, including the Oracle Wallet or Java Keystore JKS files, when connecting to the Autonomous Database. You can include the wallet location in a JDBC URL to make a connection. We will outline the process in this section. If your application uses Oracle JDBC Thin Driver version 18.1 or higher, the connection can be specified using the JDBC URL. It's recommended that you use version 18.3 or later to make it easier to configure connections with the Security Credentials wallet. The 18.3 drivers can be downloaded from the Oracle Technology Network. Once you have the necessary drivers, you can set up the connection by unzipping the Security Credentials wallet zip file and then specifying the wallet directory in the JDBC URL. You can download the JDBC Thin Driver, the Universal Connection Pool, their READMEs, and the companion jar files as a whole or as individual downloads. Once you have the necessary drivers, locate and unzip the Autonomous Database Security Credentials files. As a reference, we walked through the credentials download process in the previous section. How the JDBC URL is formed depends on whether the TNS admin environment variable is set on your computer. The TNS_admin environment variable points to the directory where the Oracle SQLnet configuration files are located. If TNS_admin is not set in the environment, then you must include the wallet directory in the JDBC thin URL. In this case, our unzipped directory is /user/ybaskin/adw/wallets. Here is what we covered today. We started by articulating how to connect and navigate